Hello students, let's start with another lesson from Supplementary Reader Class 10 English. The name of the story is The Thief's Story by Ruskin Bond. Students, in this video, I'll discuss you all with difficult words and the explanation. Now let's see, to be trusted is a greater compliment than to be loved. The truly trusted person will never betray. Yes, this is the most important factor of the story. Ruskin Bond in the story has highlighted the human values and relationship, that is trust. How trust changed a man from thief to a responsible person. The important characters of the story are Hari Singh and Anil. Somewhere in the story, students will see the power of education also. At the end of the story, we'll also see that how Hari Singh was totally a happy and contented person, how he has changed from a thief to a responsible person when he come into the contact of a genuine person, Anil. Let's come to page number 1. I was still a thief when I met Anil, and though only 15, I was an experienced and fairly successful hand. Who is I over here? Yes, the narrator of the story, the thief himself, that is Hari Singh, and he met Anil. Now he is only 15 years of age. Now look at the Hari Singh's age is 15, he is very young, but he is quite experienced. Fairly successful hand means he was a smart thief. He has never been caught by anyone earlier. Second para, Anil was watching a wrestling match, of course on a TV, when I approached him. He was about 25, a tall, lean fellow, and he looked easygoing, kind, and simple enough for my purpose. In this para, Hari Singh is describing the appearance of Anil. Anil is about 25 years of age. He is very tall, lean means thin. He looked very easygoing, kind and simple enough for my purpose means purpose of stealing, purpose of theft. I hadn't had much luck of late and thought I might be able to get into the young man's confidence. So he was pretty sure that he will take the confidence, take the confidence of Anil. He was not having very good luck from past few days. Now, you look a bit of a wrestler yourself, I said. A little flattery helps in making friends. Yes, of course, he tried to flatter Anil so that his job will become more easy. And he's telling that you look like a wrestler, little bit. So do you, he replied, which put me off for a moment because at that time I was rather thin. Anil also replied the same as Hari Singh said that you look like a wrestler. But Hari Singh did not like this comment. He was not very happy because he knew that he was not at all a wrestler and he was thin also. Well, I said modestly, I too wrestle a bit. Modestly means in a humble way. And he said to Anil that yes, he also do bit of wrestling. What's your name? Hari Singh, I lied. I took a new name every month. That kept me ahead of the police and my former employers. Now Hari Singh lied that his name is Hari Singh. Nobody knew his name, so he lied every time about his name. He used to change his name every time, every month. Why? To elope from police and from former employers. After this introduction, Anil talked about the well-oiled wrestlers who were grunting, lifting and throwing each other about. So, Anil was watching the wrestling match, and he talked about all these activities of wrestling. I didn't have much to say. Yes, of course, because Hari Singh did not know much about wrestling. So he said quiet. Anil walked away. I followed casually. So Anil just walked away from there and so Hari Singh followed very casually to Anil. Hello again, he said. I gave him my most appealing smile. I want to work for you, I said. But I can't pay you. Now Hari Singh gave his appealing smile and he said that he wanted work from Anil in his house. To which Anil replied that he cannot pay. Here, appealing smile. Why? Because he wanted to impress Anil. He knew very well that his smile will definitely be admired by Anil and his work will be done. Come to second page. I thought that over a minute. Perhaps I had misjudged my man. I asked, can you feed me? So he asked from Anil that can you feed me? Can you give me something to eat? Can you cook? I can cook, I lied again. No, Hari Singh again lying over here that yes, he know cooking. To which Anil said, if you can cook, then maybe I can feed you. He took me to his room over the Chamna sweet shop and told me I could sleep on the balcony. So Anil took to his house and he just told him to sleep on the balcony in his house. But the meal I cooked that night must have been terrible because Anil gave it to a stray dog and told me to be off. But I just hung around, smiling in my most appealing way, and he could not help laughing. Now, students, definitely over here, Hari Singh did not know how to cook, he lied. And of course, that is why whatever he had cooked that time was terribly bad, tasteless. So, Anil has given that food to a stray dog, to which both of them smiled again, looking at each other. Now, later he patted me on the head and said, never mind. He would teach me to cook. So Anil said, fine, if you don't know cooking, I'll help you in cooking. I'll teach you how to cook. He also taught me to write my name and said he would soon teach me to write whole sentences and to add numbers. So Anil is so wise that he is ready to teach him, to teach a stranger whom he didn't know. He also told to Hari Singh that he will teach some maths and basic calculation also and some sentences also to him. I was grateful. I knew that once I could write like an educated man, there would be no limit to what I could achieve. Now over here, Hari Singh knew the power, the value of education. He knew that once he will be an educated man, it will be easy for him to get whatever he wanted to achieve. It's always better to be educated. It was quite pleasant working for Anil. So he started working for Anil. I made the tea in the morning and then would take my time buying the day's supplies, usually making a profit of about ₹1 a day. So Anil was very comfortable in Hari Singh was very comfortable in Anil's house. He used to make tea in the morning and then go out to bring some daily grocery things and all, usually making a profit of about ₹1 a day. He used to keep 1 or 2 rupees out of those changes. So he just keep it. I think he knew I made a little money this way, but he didn't seem to mind. Hari Singh knew very well that Anil knows that he has kept some amount of money from those amount, but Anil has never asked back the money which he used to keep it with him. Come to next page, children. Anil made money by fits and starts. Now fits and starts over here it means occasionally earning. It's irregular income. Anil did not have regular sources of income. He would borrow one week, lend the next. He kept worrying about his next check. But as soon as it is arrived, he would go out and celebrate. So Anil had irregular income, and one week he used to borrow, one other week he used to lend the money. He kept worrying about the next check, so he was just thinking when he is going to get the next payment. And whenever he used to get the payment, he used to celebrate with his friends by going out. This time he wrote for magazines, and this was the strange way of living of Anil. Second para. One evening he came home with a small bundle of notes, saying he had just sold a book to a publisher. So what he said? Anil said that yes, I have sold a book to a publisher, and he was showing some notes, a bundle of notes to Hari Singh that he has earned this amount. At night, I saw him tuck the money under the mattress. So Hari Singh is a thief, basically, yes, and he saw that where Anil has kept the notes over there, and he found that Anil has kept the amount, the money under the mattress. I had been working for Anil for almost a month, and apart from cheating on the shopping, had not done anything in my line of work. So Hari Singh is working with Anil from past 1 month, and apart from cheating some basic rupees or so, he has not stolen anything from Anil's house. I had every opportunity for doing so. Anil had given me a key to the door, and I could come and go as I pleased. So this was the freedom which was given to Hari Singh by Anil. He never asked where he was going and what time he will come. He has given him the key of the house. This was the trust Anil has given to Hari Singh. He was the most trusting person I had ever met. So, in his life, in his career, Hari Singh has never met such a trusting person in his life as Anil was. And that is why it was so difficult to rob him. It's easy to rob a greedy man because he can afford to be robbed, but it is difficult to rob a careless man. Now Hari Singh is finding it bit difficult to rob in Anil's house. He don't know the reason, but whatever reason he gave, that yes, it is easy to rob a greedy man because he can afford that. But it is very hard to rob a careless man. Top of that, the one who keeps so much of trust. Sometimes he does not even notice he has been robbed. So many a times Anil even don't know that whether he has been robbed by little amount or big amount. That is a different story. But Anil was a careless person according to Hari Singh. And that takes all the pleasure out of the work. And that is why Hari Singh is not getting much of interest in stealing. Well, it's time I did some real work. I told myself I am out of practice. Why? Because he has not stolen anything from so many days, from past few months. And if I don't take the money, he will only waste it on his friends. Hari Singh knew very well what Anil used to do when the money is there with Anil. So Anil always used to spend the money among his friends. After all, he does not even pay me. So Hari Singh is talking to himself and thinking to himself that after all, Anil is not paying anything to him. So it's better, why don't I take the amount, money which is kept under the mattress? That was the job he has come to Anil's house. Anil was asleep. A beam of moonlight stepped over the balcony and fell on the bed. At night, it's the night time. Anil was sleeping, and the beam of moonlight, that is the rays of moonlight, was stepping over the balcony. I sat up on the floor considering the situation. If I took the money, I could catch the 10:30 express to Lucknow. Slipping out of the blanket, I crept up to the bed. So here, of course, Hari Singh is getting the opportunity now to steal the money, and he don't want to lose that opportunity. For this very reason, he has been waiting for so long. And he thought that if I'll take this money, he will catch the train of 10:30 to Lucknow. That is Lucknow Express. And so he crept to his bed. Anil was sleeping peacefully. His face was clear and unlined. Unlined here means showing no sign of worry. Anil was a kind man. He was sleeping very peacefully. I had more marks on my face, though mine were mostly scars. So now here he is comparing, Hari Singh is comparing his face with Anil. That Anil face is so free of tension. And look at my face. My face is full of scars. Obviously because he was a thief. He has been very adventurous also. Next para. My hand slid under the mattress, searching for the notes. Yes, and Hari Singh is looking for the notes. When I found them, I drew them out without a sound. Very cleverly and peacefully, Hari Singh drew the amount from the mattress. Anil sighed in his sleep and turned on his side towards me. I was startled and quickly crawled out of the room. So during sleep also, when we sleep, we take the turns, right? So in the same way, Anil took the turn to Hari Singh's side, to which Hari Singh became shocked. Startled means shocked. And very quickly, he came out of the room so that Anil should not get up and should not see Hari Singh. When I was on the road, I began to run. So here, Hari Singh came out from the house, went on the road and started running as fast as he could. I had the notes at my waist, held there by the string of my pajamas. So he kept that notes under the string of pajamas. He was wearing that at night. I slowed down to a walk and counted the notes. 600 rupees in 50s. So that was the amount which Hari Singh has taken from under the mattress. I could live like an oil-rich Arab for a week or two. Arab peoples are considered to be the richest one. So he thought, fine, from this very amount I can at least spend 2 or 3 weeks very peacefully, very properly. That was the amount. Come to next para, students. Next page. When I reached the station, I did not stop at the ticket office. I reached the station. Of course, I is Hari Singh over here. He did not stop at the ticket office. Why? Because he has never taken a platform ticket, but dashed straight to the platform. Dash means running over here. The Lucknow Express was just moving out. It was the time for the train to move on. The train had still to pick up speed and I should have been able to jump into one of the carriages. Now Lucknow Express was taking up its speed and Hari Singh is thinking that I should have jumped to board the train in one of the carriages, but I hesitated. For some reason I can't explain and I lost a chance to get away. Now here the inner soul of Hari Singh is telling something to his mind. Something was tickling in his mind which he could not board the train. And he don't know the reason, what was the reason, but he knew that he won't be able to board the train. And so he lost the chance to get away. He missed the train. When the train had gone, I found myself standing alone on the deserted platform. Deserted over here means very vacant. No one was there in that platform now. Train has already gone. He was standing all alone in the platform. I had no idea where to spend the night. I had no friends, believing that friends were more trouble than help. He was very new to the city. He had no friends in that city as well. Neither he wanted to bother any friends also. And I don't want to make anyone curious by staying at one of the small hotels near the station. Neither he wanted to bother anyone to where is the hotel or something to spend the night also. The only person I really knew well was the man I had robbed. Yes, that was Anil. He only knew Anil in that city. From so very long he has been there with this man only. Leaving the station, I walked slowly through the bazaar. Now his pace was very slow. You can see that Hari Singh is not in any sort of rush. He is not running from anyone. In my short career as a thief, I had made a study of men's faces when they had lost their goods. He was thinking himself in his mind that very short, of course, his 15 years of age is not very long. So, in a very short career as a thief, he is telling that he has observed the faces of the people who has lost their goods. And how does it feel? The greedy man showed fear. The rich man showed anger. The poor man showed acceptance. But I knew that Anil's face, when he discovered the theft, would show only a touch of sadness. So Hari Singh now very well know that what would happen to Anil when he will discover that he has been robbed. Nothing sort of kind of fear or anger or acceptance will be there in Anil's face. It will only be a expression of sadness. But that is also not for the loss of money, but for the loss of trust. Hari Singh knew very well that he has betrayed Anil. He has lost the trust of Anil. And that is why he knew very well that how Anil is, what kind of a man is Anil. Definitely he will be sad, but not because he has lost the money, but Anil will be sad because someone has lost his trust. Of course, Hari Singh was the one. Come to last para. I found myself in the Maidan and sat down on a bench. So nowhere to go. He just walked away and he reached it to a Maidan and sat down on a bench. Alone, of course. The night was chilly. It was early November. And a little drizzle added to my discomfort. So a little rain started to drizzle over there. He was a bit discomfort, not very comfortable. Soon it was raining quite heavily. My shirt and my pajamas stuck to my skin, which he was wearing, and the cold wind blew the rain across my face. So it's raining heavily and he was totally wet. And of course the amount also which he has kept under the string of his pajamas. Come to next page, children. First para. I went back to the bazaar, and so he went back out there to bazaar, sat down in the shelter of the clock tower. The clock showed midnight. I felt for the notes. They were damp from the rain. So while he was taking shelter under the clock tower, he had a thought of the notes, that of course the notes are also getting wet because of rain. They have become damp. Damp, that is because of water. They have become wet. Anil's money. In the morning, he would probably have given me 2 or 3 rupees to go to the cinema, but now I had it all. So he is thinking and reminding and recalling all the daily activities which he used to do in Anil's house daily. And he is thinking that if we would have been there to Anil's house, Anil would have given me 2 or 3 rupees to go to the cinema. But look now, he is having the whole amount in his hand. I couldn't cook his meals, run to the bazaar, or learn to write whole sentences anymore. So somewhere he is missing all these things which he has done in earlier days in Anil's house. What was that? Of course, making tea, cooking, bringing groceries, running to the bazaar, learning some sentences, some calculations, all these things which he was doing from past so many months, he was missing. And somewhere he was not very happy also. I had forgotten about them in the excitement of the theft. And of course, because he was so greedy, he had become so greedy and so much of desire to steal the amount that he has forgotten all that activities, all that good things, good deeds done by Anil to him. Whole sentences I knew could one day bring me more than a few hundred rupees. It was a simple matter to steal, and sometimes just as simple to be caught. But to be really a big man, a clever and respected man, was something else. I should go back to Anil, I told myself, if only to learn to read and write. Now, students, see over here the power of education, the value of education. He understood very well that he is not done at all something very good. He should realize the mistake and what Hari Singh did. He thought that I should go back to Anil and started learning some good things and some like sentences, something from Anil, so that he can learn to read and write and his future can become bright. He knew very well that an educated man's life is totally a changed life. I hurried back to the room feeling very nervous. So he came back again to Anil's house. And he is very nervous also. Obviously, because he has not done a good thing. He has stolen the amount, and top of that, he has betrayed his friend, his most trusting person, Anil. For it is much easier to steal something than to return it undetected. Yes, of course, it's easy to steal, but it is very, very hard to return or to do something back which is undetected. I opened the door quietly, then stood in the doorway in clouded moonlight. Anil was still asleep, so what he found that Anil was still sleeping. I crept to the head of the bed. He went there, and my hand came up with the notes. I felt his breath on my hand. I remained still for a minute. So he was feeling the breath of Anil. And he became still for a minute because he was not happy at that very time. Top of that, he was worried also that if he will be caught by Anil. Then my hand found the edge of the mattress and slipped under it with the notes. But somehow Hari Singh managed to keep the amount under the mattress as it was kept earlier. I awoke late next morning to find that Anil had already made the tea. Now next morning, Hari Singh woke up late and he found that Anil has already made the tea for Hari Singh. He stretched out his hands towards me, and what Hari Singh saw that Anil had stretched out his hands towards him. And what was there? There was a 50 rupee note between his fingers. So Anil was having 50 rupees note in his hand. My heart sank. I thought I had been discovered. Now here obviously Hari Singh knew what he did last night. He stole the amount. Now he was very, very nervous when Anil showed 50 rupees note to Hari Singh. And now he thought definitely he had been discovered about the theft, what he has done last night. I made some money yesterday, he explained. He is Anil over here, and he said to Hari Singh that I got some money yesterday. Now you will be paid regularly. Now look at the genuineness of Anil. He is telling to Hari Singh that he is going to pay regularly to Hari Singh from now onwards because He has got the money with him. My spirit rose. But when I took the note, I saw it was still wet from the night's rain. Now, Hari Singh took the note from Anil, and what he saw? That yes, of course, that note was still wet, and he knew the reason why it was wet. It was wet from the last night's rain, because Hari Singh, of course, has taken the amount with him. He got wet under the rain, and so the money was also wet. Today, we'll start writing sentences, he said. Now, Anil said to Hari Singh that we will start writing sentences. Usually, as usual, he used to do teaching Hari Singh some sentences. So, same thing Anil said, that we will start writing some sentences today. He knew, but neither his lips nor his eyes showed anything. He knew, of course, Anil over here. And Hari Singh knew very well that Anil has come to know that why the notes were damp, why they were wet. But he has not shown any sort of expression to Hari Singh, neither from his lips nor from his eyes. Of course, face says everything. But Anil did not show any sort of expression of anger or anything to Hari Singh. I smiled at Anil in my most appealing way. Same smile as it was made earlier by Hari Singh, same smile this time also Hari Singh made. While looking at Anil's face, he again smiled and showing the happiness also that he is getting 50 rupees. And the smile came by itself without any efforts. Now students, the last sentence makes a difference over here. Most important, small but very important. That shows that Hari Singh is totally a changed man now. Earlier we read in the story that yes, he made an appealing smile. But students, that smile was fake, was insincere, just to impress Anil. But over here at the end of the story, that smile came by itself from within the heart, from bottom of the heart. Not at all any effort was made now. And that was definitely the purest smile which Hari Singh gave to Anil. And now Hari Singh has become the transformed man and the most trusting person of Anil. He knew very well that trust is the most important human factor which should not be lost. And of course, the story teaches this also, that how trust is very important between any two person to be a friend or any sort of relationship. This is what Ruskin Bond has taught in this lesson, has highlighted in the story. I hope you all have understood this story. Thank you.